And you are watching the school station, turning back to that debate raging in the Palmetto State. Should private schools be funded with money from the CARES Act? Today, a judge signed a restraining order temporarily blocking Governor McMaster's plan to spend $32 million on these grants. He says the governor's proposal violates the state's constitution. Matt Kaufax spoke with people on both sides of this and has more tonight live in Anderson. Matt?
Those on the other side of this say that the governor is leaving the majority of kids who attend public schools in the state out to dry. However, here at St. Joseph's Catholic School right behind me, parents tell me a different story of their private school kids, one where this money helps them make ends meet and send their kids to school if it is awarded. NATHALIE Hudson has 3 boys who all attend St. Joseph's private school in Anderson. She says she has nothing against public schools. This choice just worked better for her, but it can get expensive.
It's definitely been a challenge over time. Like, I've had to work 2 jobs. My husband, being in the reserves and also working a civilian job. It's a lot of money that has to come out of our pockets.
She says these sacrifices are worth what her children get out of it. But with her husband furloughed and the possibility of a 3rd job looming, she says safe grants could be a godsend.
I don't usually ask for help, and when something like this is being offered, I definitely want to take the opportunity to utilize it.
However, the $32 million the governor wants to give families like Nathalie's was suspended today, some say for good reason.
In public schools, we have to take everybody. We cannot pick and choose.
Kathy Maness with the Palmetto State Teachers Association says for the 90+% of students who go to public schools in the state, this money could be put to better use.
If South Carolina was fully funding education, if we were not in this crisis that we're in this pandemic, then I'm okay with you doing that.
She says schools are struggling to get PPE and sanitizing equipment, and in some cases, they don't even have enough resources to provide internet or digital equipment to students for virtual learning.
One thing we saw in South Carolina was the digital divide that we have between the haves and the have-nots. We have a lot of have-nots in South Carolina.
Hudson says she also gets that side of things, but still hopes the money comes her way.
It's going to boil down to, if I have to work a 3rd job to keep my kids in school, that's what I will do.
Obviously, you've got 2 sides here vying for the same resources. Both make very compelling arguments. We are going to hear both sides of those arguments next week on July 29th. That is when there are going to be hearings at the Circuit Court in Orangeburg about this. We will have reaction from you online and on the air as schools inch closer and closer to reopening. In Anderson tonight, Matt Kaufax, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.